And, folks, as we do each Monday at about 35, 36 past the hour, if you are an options trader, we had a caller during the first hour, and if you want to really learn options, the place to do it, the home to do it, is at tfnn.com. And it's our man, Victor Jones, each Tuesday from 12 to 1, does a fabulous show called The Options Hour. Victor Jones, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am doing great. So does a 13%, almost 14% jump in the VIX, does that impact your market at all?
Oh, it's for us, it's really a great thing. I'll be honest. Yeah, exactly. We had the VIX up $1.77. We closed at 14.67. So we finally, we had a few pump fakes, we'll call it, above 14. But the market did move convincingly above that 14 handle today. And I'll tell you what, you indicated from a technical perspective, you're seeing a lot of bearish reversal type patterns out there. And I think for us, ultimately, what the VIX is telling us is that there are people buying protection out there on their portfolios.
Yes.
And tomorrow we want to talk about, of course, playing either side of this 1,500 range. Again, yesterday hitting that high of 1,510, but immediately giving up that 1,500 number, which is a huge psychological number out there for traders, both in the futures market, the equities market, and options market alike. So what we're going to talk about tomorrow is really potentially, if you've created an equity portfolio, how to sell some of that upside low probability.
Yes.
And use that to buy some protection on the portfolio. It's typically called a collar, and we're going to talk about how to collar our positions. And when you're around kind of a huge number like this 1,500 number, when you're seeing the VIX explode as it did today, up 13 to 14%, it does give us an opportunity, to put on these collars. And I'll go into really what that is. We've got a lot of people here listening that might not understand the term. But what
they do understand insurance, because they're driving right now. They've got car insurance. When they walk through their door, they've got, home insurance. They've got homeowners insurance, right? They've got health insurance. Everybody understands insurance. And if you just simply, and to insure, their holdings, it was certainly, as the VIX was as low as it was a great opportunity, great time to be able to insure their, their portfolio.
I love that analogy, and I'll take it a step further. What the VIX climbing higher essentially means is that those insurance policies are a little bit more expensive today than they were yesterday.
Absolutely.
Or, Friday or last week. So really, what we're going to talk about in doing a collar, we're not just going to buy that insurance. We're going to sell something that ultimately makes the purchase of that insurance a little bit cheaper. So that's a great analogy, and that's essentially what we're going to talk about tomorrow. So if this 1,500 number, this area, 14,000 in the Dow, has got you a little bit nervous, and you want to look at, hey, how do I hedge my portfolio? We've had a nice run over, the beginning of this year. That's exactly what we're diving into for the full hour tomorrow.
Yeah, and some people, what's actually cool about the markets, you think about it, health insurance is expensive as can be. I don't know about you, but I pay about 20+ grand just to insure my family. That's before anybody gets sick.
That's right. And it just went up.
That alone is sick. Okay. Now, wouldn't you like to just simply be able to only buy that insurance or pay for that insurance when you know somebody is about to come down with something? They're starting to feel bad. That's really what the market allows us to do. That's what you're talking about to the listeners out there, because, there were reversal signals in the market. Just like there were reversal signals inside the VIX. The first reversal signal inside the VIX that would have given you a clue from a technical perspective was January 25th. Had a nice little bullish engulfing candle. It gapped up on that following session. And that was your signal, folks, that, okay, I need to buy some inexpensive insurance. And that was the beauty with the VIX hanging out so low down there. And so it's not too late. So what the market is saying is, okay, it just caught a pretty big cold today. That flu that's going around, that's a nasty flu. I don't know if you've had it. I hope you haven't had it. But it's a nasty.
I've actually stayed clear. So.
Yeah, okay. Well,
knock on wood.
And so right now the market just got a really big cold. It was in some cases, like the New York Stock Exchange, is one of those big sneezes where your heart just stops for a second. So it is still not too late. And so your show tomorrow is probably one of the most timely things, especially for those traders that have locked in some really nice profits.
Yep, exactly. And I'll take it, I just want to make sure it's not even just for those people who are equities traders. If you're just looking for different option positions, collars have an interesting way. There's something you can do to basically create a synthetic collar just using option positions. So if you don't have a huge portfolio you're trying to protect, maybe you're trying to nibble at what you think is a temporary reprieve from the 1500, or maybe you think this is the start of things to come on the downside. There are ways to use those things as synthetics, which are just small option positions that allow you to nibble here at this 1500 number, potentially take advantage of a break. So we're packing it in tomorrow. We're going to talk to everyone.
Any special equities that you're looking at that have had a good run that would really benefit from this? That anything special that stands out?
Yeah, I think from our side, and anyone that listens to the show on a regular basis, we tend to keep our eyes. On some of the tech. So we like to watch Apple, of course, as a barometer for what the market is doing, and it's given us some interesting trading opportunities. Last expiration, it pinned right at 400.
Yes. It pinned right at it. It pinned right at it, didn't it?
That's exactly right. And then, we like to keep our eyes on Groupon as well. So we like to mix those things up. Groupon, a cheaper stock that gives you a little bit more volatility. Financials, we've been looking at Bank of America, not bullish or bearish, but again, some names that are going to give us some trading action. When you're talking about options, that's what you want. So I think volatility returning to the market for an option trader, that's good across the board. And what we're looking at is names that have given us that opportunity, that have given us that volatility, expiration after expiration, and that's what we continue to look at. Gold has been an interesting one for us as well. So things like GLD has played a really interesting range for us, and it's starting to get on the low side of that range.
Yes.
That 1550 was really been the low side, that 1800 has been the high side. So it's starting to approach kind of that what I'll call cyclical low over the last 2.5 years. So it's starting to become an interesting one as well.
Absolutely. Folks, do yourself a favor. Victor's show is on from 12 to 1. It's archived each day, but this segment could not have come at a better time. And that is just simply because we've got reversal signals out in the marketplace. Learn how to be able to insure your portfolio, insure your holdings out there. And you can do that with Victor. You can call in. You can speak to him tomorrow. That way, this evening, you can do some plans. You can give him a call and get his advice. So that is at TFNN tomorrow from 12 to 1. Hey, Victor Jones, great to speak to you as always.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We look forward to hearing from everyone tomorrow.
You bet. Have a great evening.
And take care. You as well.
All righty.